Hey guys, I am glad to see you again with another video on the channel. So if you are new to the channel, just go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and if you are a regular watcher, thank you so much for being there with me in all my videos. This means a lot to me. So today's video is about making envelopes, or I should say using a specific tool for making envelopes. You have all seen my videos about scoreboard, and I have used a regular scoreboard to make envelopes, and every scoreboard has a tool that can help you in some way to make the envelopes. Like this has a triangular tool over here, and BMC have their tool as well, so you can use them to make envelopes. But while there is a specific board design for that, it not just only make envelopes, but it can help do a lot of things. So let me share the board. I'll keep this aside. So here is this envelope punch board. This is by We Are Memory Keepers. Again, an amazing brand, and they have a lot of boards for different things. Like they have a paper bag punch board, they have a flower punch board, they have a pinwheel punch board, and they have a cracker box punch board and whatnot. So this is designed for making envelopes. They have a mini one also. That means you can make mini envelopes using that board. I have this regular one. I got it like 3 years back, and it was a gifted one. It cost around 1400 bucks or something. I'll link it down in the description box below, so you can go ahead and check that. So this came in a packaging, and there was these leaflets in it, which has all the dimensions written on that, and you can make boxes out of it, or you can make dimensional envelopes, or everything is written on those leaflets. I don't have them with me right now. I normally use it for making envelopes and for making one more thing. I'll be sharing it later. So the card size and everything is mentioned over here, the basic sizes. Like if I have to make a card of say 4x6, so I need a paper size of this, and this is my score line. So I can go ahead and check everything, and it's mentioned right over here. The directions are also given right over here, so you do not have to go back and check the manual for that thing, because it is again given over here. It has a grid line right here, and this is a tool. I'll let you know. This cuts the envelope, and it is a reverse punch for that. I'll let you know what it does. Then over here we have a bone folder. This one had a blue one, but again I lost it. So this is the bone folder right here, and plain back is just that. And you have these rubber grips, so your bone won't slide while working. So this is it, and I will just go ahead and grab a piece of cardstock. So here I have one. I'll be making an envelope for a card that measures 3.5 by 5.5. So the paper size written over here is, just go ahead and check this, guys. So this is 3.5 by 5.5. The paper size is 7.5 by 7.5, and the score line is 3. These are the 3 measurements that we need to do. So I have this cardstock. It is a gray cardstock, and it measures 7.5 by 7.5. My score line measures 3. So what I'll do is I'll just take my bone folder out. I will align my cardstock to 3 inches given right over here. Just line it nicely, and what you do is you just punch on it. You just punch on it, and it cuts through your cardstock. Then here is the score line, and when you will be working on it, you will eventually find it. So you just go ahead and score it on the score line like this. You align it to the score line, you punch it, and then you score. Then you rotate it counterclockwise, and the next step is that you need to align your score line to this tip like this. Then again repeat the same thing, punch it and make the score line. Then you rotate it again, align the score line to the tip like this. You punch it down and you make your score line. Rotate it, align the score line, punch it down, and then you just make a score line again. So this is what you get, and it is the perfect base for an envelope. Now what you need to do is you need to just fold it like this on the bumpy side. Fold all the pieces on the bumpy side and burnish them nicely like this, and you fold this piece also. So your envelope is ready. What if I want a rounded edge over here? You can go ahead and grab a corner rounder, or you can use this reverse punch. Just align it nicely and punch it down. So you have a nice rounded corner, and you can do it to all the edges if you want. This is what the reverse punch is for, to make the corners round. And you do not need to do them because they will eventually hide behind this flap. But if you are making an all open envelope and you're not pasting anything, then you need to round these also. But if you're pasting it down, there is no need to round the two corners. So you just paste it down and your envelope is ready. Other thing that you can do is you can just fold this piece inside, like you just mark it down to the edge like this. Grab your ruler. Let me grab my ruler. So here I have my ruler. I've just made these points, and what I'll do is I'll just make a normal score line like this. You do not need a scoreboard for this. A normal tool will help, and just fold it inside. So again, this will also be a nice envelope, and you can paste everything down. Let me just paste them and show you. So I have my glue right here, and what I'll do is I'll just apply some glue over here, apply some glue over here, and I don't know why this is coming off orangish. Just apply some glue. It has dried a bit, and you just apply some glue right here and here, and you're good to go. So you just paste it down like this, and your envelope is ready. So this is the envelope, and look at this. You can just insert your card inside. You can paste it anywhere. You can make a set of envelopes and gift. It's all up to you. You can decorate it however you want and stuff like that. So I'll just keep it aside. I will grab my punch board again, and now what we'll be doing is we will be making a bow out of it. Yes, you can make a bow using your envelope punch board. And let me grab this strip. I have this strip of cardstock. It is 1.5 inch wide, and I want to make a bow out of it. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just randomly place it at 1.5 inches, punch it down, and I'll go ahead, and this tip I will be aligning to 2 or 2.5 inches. I will punch it down, just slide it aside, and again I will punch it down while I have aligned this tip to 2.5 inches. Okay, so what I've done is that I've punched it down at 1.5, then slide it to match the tip on this, and then punched it at again 2.5, then again 2.5. I'll just rotate it and repeat the same thing. I'll punch it at 1.5. I will slide it again and align it to 2.5 mark. I will punch it again, then again slide it to 2.5 mark and punch it again. Okay guys, this depends on you. How much bigger bow you want, how smaller bow you want. It is all in your hands, and this is just a reference. So let me grab my scissors. here I have mine, and I'll just cut it down like this. Now what I'll do is I'll just give it a curl kind of thing so that my paper won't crack while I'm constructing the bow. This curl thing is very important, else if you fold it like this, there might be some cracks visible on this end. But if you give a nice curl, then the cracks won't appear that much. And now you need to do is align it like this. Align it nicely like this. Now, if you want, you can staple it. If you want, you can use glue and paste it down. I'll use glue over here as I don't have my stapler right now. Like this, and just apply some glue on the edge and you paste it down. So here you have one piece of the bow. You can make it a single bow or you can make it a double bow. That's again up to you. So I'll be making a double bow out of it, and I'll just keep it aside till it sticks. And let me add a paper clip right here so it won't open up. Now I'll take that strip again a 1.5 inch strip, or you can just reduce it to 1/4. It's all up to you. First cut will be at 1.5. Then the last time we did at 2.5, and now I'll be doing it at 2. So I'll just align it to 2 inches and then punch. Again align it to 2 inches and then punch. Rotate it, punch at 1.5. Align the top to 2 inches, punch. Align the top to 2 inches and punch. And then you cut it off. This and this. Again, just grab a bone folder and curl your cardstock so that it won't crack. Now you just apply glue and paste it down. I'll apply some glue right here. And I will paste it down. So here I have my second bow. Again, it needs a little bit of time to dry. So I'll just add a paper clip right here and set it aside to dry. I'll grab my first piece and I'll just make it straight. You can take any size, whatever you want, as per how your bow is looking. Okay, so this one roughly measures 5 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it down at 2.5, rotate it and cut it down at 2.5. So I have a point over here where I can place my bow like this. Now with this tip, what you can do is you can just insert your paper like this. Make sure that it is in the center and you just punch it like this. So you get a nice ribbon like end. And you'll repeat the same thing on the other side. Make sure that it is aligned in the center like this, and it looks very beautiful and your bow looks much complete now. You can also reduce this if you want. I feel that it's a little bigger, so I'll just go ahead and cut it a little more like this, and then punch it again, aligning it to the bottom, through the middle like this. And then I have my second bow right here and I will paste it right over here. And look how pretty this bow is looking. Now you can paste it normally using glue, or you can use a dimensional tape if you want. So here is the dimensional tape and I have a separate scissor for that. So I just cut some off, add it to the center, take the backing off and align the bow. Again I'll cut some piece off, add it to the center, remove the backing and align this part as well. So look at this, how pretty the bow is looking, and you can add a bling in the center and it will look awesome on your project. You can add it on the top of your explosion box or wherever you want, and this will be like add some accent to your project. Again, it is a nice thing that you can use your envelope punch board to make paper bows. So the next thing what we are going to make is file folders, and I will grab a piece of cardstock that measures 4 by 6 inches and we'll make a file folder out of it. You can again play around with sizes. I'm just giving you an overview of how you can make things using an envelope punch board. What I'm going to do is I'm going to score this piece first. I'll just grab my scoreboard and I will score at 2 3/4. I will not score it into half, I'll just score it a little offside because I want my file folder edge to be visible clearly on the top and not to overlap each other. So I scored it at 2 3/4, and now what I'll do is I'll just grab this punch board and on the wider side on the top I will just go ahead and align it to the center. Let me show you guys. You have to align it like this to the center. I hope it is clear. And then you punch it down. So you get something like this. Now the next thing is you align this tip, the tip right over here as we did on the bow, to 1.5, and then again you just punch it down. So you get two valleys kind of thing. And now take your ruler and your pencil and you make a straight line, and you need to cut this part off. Just cut it off nicely, and now you just go ahead and fold it and you get a nice file folder kind of thing. You can again change the placement of this. You can place it in center, you can place it at top, it's all up to you. So here is our file folder ready. And again, what we have done using this VIA Memory Keepers and envelope punch board today is to make a file folder. Then we had a bow, and yes, obviously as it's an envelope punch board, we have an envelope right here. So these are the three things which we did today in today's video. But again, it's not the end. The list is endless and you can make a lot of things using envelope punch board. You can also make gift boxes using it. And if you want me to do a quick DIY for that, just let me know in the comments below and I will make sure to come up with a video very soon. Other than that, if you enjoyed the complete video, just share it with your friends, give us a like and let us know how you feel about it, because it really motivates us a lot and motivates us to make new videos in future. And thank you so much for being there every time, and I have a few followers that always appreciate me after my every video. So thank you so much for that. I cannot really thank you enough for it. And I will see you soon now guys with another video, and till then have a great time. Take care and goodbye.